Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Yesterday, I opined on this platform that Rigathi Gachagua has finally unleashed his final weapon against William Samoei Arap Ruto ahead of 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya. And that Rigathi Gachagua was hitting right on target.
It's enough, William Ruto. Just how much is enough? Unataka pesa ngapi? Lakini uzuri hapa akiwa na hiyo pesa yote halali. Si umeona amekonda mpaka masikio imekuja juu? Mumeona? Hii mtu ako na mabilioni ya pesa, lakini si ndio? Na tutawacha halale. We'll make sure, William Ruto, you are not going to sleep for the next 15 months. Utalala ukifika sokoi.
And William Ruto today responded ruthlessly. But I don't want to talk about that right now. That one is coming up. In this particular video, I want to talk about that NTV Exposee, where they revealed to Kenyans how Kibaki government and the government operatives at that time robbed Raila Odinga of his victory. And I want to focus on Martha Karua, because clearly the ghost of 2007 general elections have refused to disappear. They keep on returning to Kenya and they keep on haunting Martha Karua. Because let's face it, in the last election, Martha Karua was Raila Odinga's running mate. And it was expected that in the absence of Raila Odinga, Martha Karua was going to easily inherit Raila Odinga's strongholds. But the truth of the matter is that Martha Karua is not featuring anywhere, despite the fact that she was Raila Odinga's running mate in the last election. She's not featuring anywhere in the equation as far as Raila Odinga's strongholds are concerned. I want to talk about Martha Karua because I watched that interview, which I hope you also watched, and I was shocked. Let me begin by explaining to you guys what shocked me. The first thing that shocked me, and I still can't believe, is how those individuals were proudly exposing how they facilitated electoral fraud in the country. Listening to this guy.
Dr. Mutua calls me in the office, nikaingia. The secretary was not there. Tulikuwa tu sisi. So I find him with another guy. Tukakaa. I can't recall the name. It was around 4-5 in the evening. So this guy breaks the news. Is in bwana government spokesman. Si mnaona vile kunaendelea na I hope huyu ndio kijana alikuwa ananiambia anakuja. So daktari akamwambia so hatujui vile siku inaisha, lakini kuna kitu moja tunajua. Kibaki mpaka kwa rais. And tumeangalia hii kesi yote, the senior most government official ni wewe. And tunajua uko na security. Tunajua the security structure ya KICC. Tunajua Nimrod ni sergeant ya polisi na kuna hiyo extra security card. So at kuna masaa itafika, the government has to take over. Ndo inji zichomeke. So tukaongea yetu sasa. Hii kitu Nimrod. Sasa nikamuuliza hii kitu haitatuletea shida? Akaniambia wewe umeambiwa ulikula kiapo. Nikamwambia ni sawa, hakuna shida. Acha akaniambia vile nimesikia ile shida imekuwa shida kubwa na hii plan wako nayo. Ile kitu wanataka kututumia nimeshinda vile wataifanya, ni vile Kivuiti watatoka KICC. Ni kama hiyo ndio shida kubwa. From Dr. Mutua's words, ile kitu imewachanganya kabisa. Ni vile Kivuiti atatoka KICC.
A tense and panicking Mbai had to be thoroughly prepared on how to whisk Kivuiti from KICC. Firstly, it was creation of a code word. They chose their native Kamba language to make it easy for them and complex for other years.
Sasa nikamwambia, the other thing we need to confirm kwamba ni sisi tutatumika kumtoa mpaka anijue, kwa sababu sasa ajui sahihi, aelewi, yu mzee ajielewi, ajui nani ni nani. Hii wanasiasa wampigia kelele kutoka asubuhi, kamera zote, hiki yote, ile kelele amepigiwa, not unless ananijua na niamini kwamba ni mimi, it will be a challenge. Na mzee wangu tukubaliana, we agreed on a password.
The second thing which shocked me is how they were explaining how they pre-recorded Kivuiti announcing fake results.
Wacha nikwambie, Duncan, in my life, I had never ever gone through that kind of stress. Take the tape personally to the studio and cue it. That time, Kibaki was on the line. Mudhaura was on the line. Mutua was on the line. My phones were ringing, like 6 of them simultaneously. Until when I told Mutua, Kivuiti has announced. Then Mutua asked me, can you read it out? I was on speakerphone and I could. The chief of the general staff, the deputy chief of the general staff, Karangi, was also on the line. So I read. And then I had Kibaki, president, now speaking behind. Nataka kuiona kwa runinga hapo. So I told Mutua, I'm going to the studio. And in 5 minutes, it will be there. We announced it. They forgot to switch off the phones, the mics. So I could hear what they were talking about after the announcement. Wacha nikwambie, Duncan, in my life, I had never ever gone through that kind of stress.
And to add salt to injuries, these guys even went further and accepted and explained how they went and switched off the lights to oversee this whole scheme. That, we had to switch off light to ensure that this happens. Shocking.
All actors in different points of the KICC, KBC and State House triangle were activated, swinging into action.
Kivuiti was being stopped from reading the results.
Yeah.
I remember calling Philip Kisia and telling Philip Kisia, we have to cut this transmission, but you can't cut the media from going live because they're channeling a lot of things that are going to tear the country apart. I told him, because I know how cameras work, turn off the lights at KCC.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it.
When he requested that I switch off the power at KICC, of course, it was a weighty decision to make. And taking into account the volatile political situation at that time, there is no way that I would just have taken action that would have created more problems to this country. So, but then after I explained to him that, we had clear reporting lines, that I didn't report to him, he then put a minister, a very powerful minister on the line, very powerful. And I think when I'm penning down my book, we'll have a chapter for that day, 30th of December, 07, okay? And that minister has since gone to meet his creator. I will not mention his name for now, because I'm only speaking because people like Alfred Mutua have spoken. I would have kept quiet. You're born by the Secrecy Act, but then people spill the beans, including Alfred Mutua and the chairman of Citizen Group. And therefore, I'm bound, to give certain information. And of course, at this point, what I can only tell you that I discussed under very difficult circumstances with that particular minister who directed me, actually threatened me, to switch off the lights at the center. I explained to him that I was running an international conference center that cannot be plugged into darkness. But the threats continued. He actually read out a list of ministers who were seated with Kibaki at State House. And I, of course, after a lot of pressure and, seeing what was happening, I had to make a decision. The decision was purely based on the fact that Kenya was being projected in a very bad light, okay, to the entire world, that it was chaotic. So the decision to temporarily disable the system was just to give room for people to reorganize themselves.
And without shame, they also explained how they evacuated Kivuiti to State House to announce those fake results. And they are proud of that. Some of them are still ministers. But that is no water under the bridge. But I want to talk about Martha Karua and how these ghosts keep on haunting her. Before I do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Martha Karua will not run away from the ghosts of the 2002, from the ghost of 2007 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya. And I doubt if Martha Karua will ever become the president of the Republic of Kenya. Martha Karua, if you look at the individuals in Kenya today, she's presented as a reformist. After this expose, these things are going to happen to her. Number one, that narrative that Martha Karua is a reformist, fought for Kenya, wants a better Kenya, it's not going to happen again. Why am I saying so? I'm saying this because Martha Karua was a key player during that election. She has always defended herself that, for me, just like Orengo, I was an agent. Martha Karua was not only an agent. She was part and parcel of this particular game. She knew whatever was happening. She participated in it. And that's why after Mwai Kibaki won, and that's why after Mwai Kibaki now was officially sworn into office, Martha Karua had to pave way. And Uhuru Kenyatta had to be appointed as the deputy prime minister. Number two, if there are Kenyans, especially those ODM supporters, who always had soft spot for Martha Karua, that expose eroded all those support. The rage against her is now moving forward, going to be on another level. I don't know how she's going to maneuver her ways, but that's a fact. Number three, Martha Karua has always projected an image of the voice of the voiceless. Yet, she was here participating in electoral fraud. So she will not get that voice again. In fact, Martha Karua will no longer be in a position to lecture any Kenyan on anything to do with reforms moving forward. And lastly, Martha Karua is running for 2027 presidential elections in Kenya as a presidential candidate. Who will vote for Martha Karua? Because ideally, if we were to look at the reform credentials, Martha Karua was performing highly. This story of 207 has always been there, but most people have always overlooked it. But that's not going to happen again because of the weight of what was exposed. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you finally, do you think you can support Martha Karua if she were to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya moving forward? I don't know what you think. Let me read your comments below. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.